Okay, Coach, always good to be playing football at this time of the year. Tell me a little bit about what you saw from your team last week that allowed you guys to have the opportunity to win a game in the second half where you're down 21-7. I mean, just the intestinal fortitude that we saw with this team had to impress you.
It's a resiliency that, man, I get chills just thinking about it because, 17, 18-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids being in the situation. And we know it's just a football game. It's not the, end of the world or, anything of more significance than a football game. But to show that kind of toughness and resiliency of something that, to them really, really matters was very impressive. As adults, we as coaches were, very in awe of it, because that's tough to do. That's tough to do, and, we really don't draw it up that way. But to their credit, man, they hung in there and did what they needed to do to be successful.
What's the message and what are you really harping on in practice this week to get you prepared for what is another big challenge on Friday night?
Well, on a Monday, it's all about the scheme, learning the game plan, learning what they do, what their strengths are, what the other team's strengths are, both personnel and scheme-wise. And so that's really the focus today. But as we progress through the week, it's always continuation of working on the fundamentals. Do what we do. Don't just try to defend what they do, but make sure we're doing what we do best because that's what's got us here. And the kids are doing a good job with that. And then, they enjoy being around each other. It's great to be practicing when it's this dark. And the kids really enjoy coming out here and being around each other. And I think that's one of the reasons why they continue to fight for each other because they want to keep this team together.
As far as on the field goes, what are going to be some of the keys for you guys Friday night to have the victorious result that I know you guys want?
Well, Valpo is big up front. Both the offensive line, their defensive line is very active. Two really good linebackers on defense. They run the ball very well on offense. Quarterback is their leading rusher, but they have two other guys that are really, really good. And they're very well coached, very disciplined. They're not flashy, but they do things really, really well. They don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves, and that's always a great recipe for success in the playoffs. So we have to combat those things and, match that, in terms of the way we play.
What are you most looking forward to about this Friday night?
Watching our guys play. I mean, I'll tell you, the last two Friday nights, I've really enjoyed just watching our guys show the progress that they've made, but also the fun that they have with each other, the fighting through tough times. I mean, it's just fun to watch.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Good luck to Carroll and Lures and Adams Central, the other teams in the area. Let's all four make a trip down to Indianapolis together. That'd be pretty cool.
That would.
Yeah, Mishawaka, a very tough physical team. They kind of came out and really punched us in the mouth. And, we went to halftime down 14. But I was really just, I think the overall feeling was just the toughness of our team to just come out in the second half and just completely flip the script. I think we scored 35 straight unanswered. And, it's very impressive, just the resilience,
How do you use that momentum this week, and how do you make sure you get off to a better start against a good Valpo team when Friday night rolls around?
Well, now we know that, when you get out to a slow start, it can really be a detriment to the team. And, this week we can't make the same mistake of coming out slow, and part of that is watching film, getting acclimated to their offense and defense, and that'll help.
What's the mentality and the attitude of this team? Obviously, I would think you guys feel confident, but you want to make sure you're not overconfident heading into what is now the biggest game of the season for you guys.
Yeah, confidence is a good thing and a bad thing. We don't want to be overconfident, but you definitely want to have confidence. We want to have some swagger going into this semi-state game. But it's the same thing as last week. Maybe we came in a little overconfident. That might have played a factor, and we got down big early, so we definitely have to keep that in check.
On the football field, what do you know what do you know about Valpo, and what are your biggest concerns about some of the things that they do well heading into this matchup?
Valpo is always a good football team. Historically, they always have success. I think they played in state a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. So we know they're going to be a well-coached team, and they're going to be tough, physical. I mean, at this state, when you get to semi, every team is going to be good. It just keeps getting harder every week. So we know it's going to be a battle. We got to come ready to play.
Final question, what's the biggest key for this Snider team to come out with a semi-state championship at Spooler Friday?
Really just executing and making them match our physicality.
Love it. Good luck.
I think it's big for our team. I think it shows that through adversity that we can still perform and play, and shows that how well we are coached and how disciplined we are when we come out in that second half and like Lincoln said, 35 unanswered points is a pretty big deal, especially coming out 21-7 in the second half.
When you take a look at practice this week, what are you guys really working on? What is the coaching staff really harping on to get you ready for the challenge that will be this Friday?
Just being disciplined, keeping our eyes on the prize here, and making sure that we execute our game plan because our coaches are setting us up for the most success we can have.
What are you guys doing well as a team that's allowed you to get to this point? I mean, most teams around the state are sitting at home wishing they were in your position. So what have you guys done well as a unit that's allowed you to get to this stage?
Play for each other, I would say. We're all a family first before we're a team, and then that's the biggest thing because you know the guy next to you is going to play his heart out because the guy to the left of you is also.
You know, you're a defensive guy, so what do you know about Valpo's offense? What are your biggest concerns there, and what do you guys have to do on your side defensively to limit them and hopefully lead you guys to victory?
Valpo has a strong run game. They have a very strong offense, and we just got to stop that run game and slow them down and take as much time off the clock as we can.
What are you most looking forward to about this? I mean, you guys get a semi-state at home at Spooler Stadium. I mean, pretty awesome stuff.
I'd say I'm most excited to play in that cold weather, that hype environment of that semi-state championship, and be able to play Valpo.
Anything else you'd like to add, Nick?
No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.